the 25. First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. This defense for the Packers, they were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now here's another carry for Harris. And he'll take this up to the 30, a gain of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Throwing, Jones. Out route, and this is Henry with a catch. And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker. 4th down. Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. It's taken to the 26. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A nice run back there off the good punt. It's a 16-yard return. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Rodgers now on 1st down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. 88. Another try after the 1st down sack. Rodgers. That is caught. It's the tight end Tunyon. Down the left sideline. And it's a Packers touchdown. Robert Tunyon, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Packers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Crosby connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. A first carry here for Ty Montgomery. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. Now Jones. Packer pressure, and down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Here's Jake Bailey now.
And it's fielded at the 34. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
Well, just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense. I think in the future, if you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double-team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Out of the backfield, this is Aaron Jones. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Rodgers now on first down.
Throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
On first down, Rodgers.
Pass complete. He's got Lazard on the out route. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
The Packers hit 3-0 here in the month of September. And they've got to be pleased with the start of this season, obviously.
Yeah, and you're talking about 3 good quality wins. It's got people in the locker room excited. Not overly so, but that quiet confidence is starting to build. They're starting to believe that this could be their year if they stay on track.
Forced out to his left. And this is incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Rodgers now to throw. And Jones has it over the middle. And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
Got Dobbs over the middle. Touchdown! Romeo Dobbs with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Packers go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. No run back here for Jones. A touchback. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
On 2nd and 7, Jones. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Jones now. They're bringing a blitz. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack. On is Jake Bailey to send this one away. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one goes sailing out of bounds. Where did it cross? Well, they're going to say on this side of midfield. Play action. Rodgers. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers. On the out route, Dobbs brings it in. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
Dobbs made to day 3 of the draft, and Green Bay loves the dimension he brings to their group of receivers, and that's speed. The head coach really wanted someone who could take the top off of the defense in the draft, and they got it in Romeo Dobbs out of Nevada. You can easily see him getting steadily more and more targets as the weeks go on.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up second down.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw here pulled in by Lazard. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 15-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. Throw right side, hauled in by Dobbs. And the Packers are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up for the 1st and goal.
They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. Rodgers again now. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Aaron Rodgers, 3 first-half touchdown passes. And the Packers have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Well, CD, that's his 2nd touchdown already. And how about this offense? 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
An absolute total team effort right now. And let's face it, I don't think he's done. We're still in the first half. There's a lot of time left to go. I don't know what they're going to do on the other side trying to slow him down. But right now, he's feeling it.
Crosby with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. The Pats at the line, ready to go.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Jones got a man open. That's Devontae Parker complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down, here's the run to Montgomery. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Here's Jones on 3rd down. Open receiver here, complete. It's Parker. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 36. A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards. Now a first down carry for Harris. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Back to throw. Jones. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Folks' kick is good.
And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18.
Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing it to break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board, give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's Rodgers.
They're going for Lazard, but this is intercepted. Marcus Jones picks it.
And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this 1st half. Jones now throwing on 1st down. Open man here, the tight end Henry. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This 1st half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
Jones on 1st down. And this one is incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle 3rd of the field where he threw that one. Folks' kick is good,
and that'll get the deficit down to 15.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Final shot before half for Rodgers. Being chased out left. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body.
Marcus Jones picks it, and he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
So we're at halftime here at Lambeau with the Packers taking the lead to the break. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. Taken from about the 12. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Called it the 26. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They've reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
26.
Shotgun now for Rodgers.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Flushed out right.
That's complete to Dobbs.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. From midfield, here's Rodgers.
Completes it again to Dobbs. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Rodgers finds his man, Dobbs. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
An inside give to Jones. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
Hey, 626.
Now it's Rodgers. Steps away to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
So now on 4th down, Rodgers will give way to Mason Crosby for the field goal try. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. He's got the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and that will keep this a 15-point game.
It looked good when it left his foot, but he kind of sliced it a little bit, and he winds up missing it wide right.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. They'll start the drive with Harris. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
He hasn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Throwing Jones. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that first down gain of 8. And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. Not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Rodgers, he's got the hook up to Lazard. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Lightning speed there from the safety Devin McCourty on the sack.
Well, remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
Rodgers tapping this forward on the jet sweep. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on 3rd down. Here's Rodgers to throw. He's got the hook up with Dobbs. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
I would say just add that one to the total big plays he's already made here in the first month of the year. You've got to think the front office and the coaching staff have got to be excited about what they've seen so far and really excited about what they expect.
Back now at Lambeau. It's Packer football here as they've got the lead as well to begin the 4th quarter. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Devin McCourty picks it off. And the Patriots are right back in this football game. That is the play they needed in a two-score game here in the fourth quarter.
No doubt about it. They did what they had to do to give themselves a chance to get back into the game. They turned it over to the offense. They are now in charge.
Now they need to execute. Now Jones to throw from his end zone. He finds Aguilar over the middle. He's up to the 20. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
This is what made the West Coast offense a staple around the NFL in the 80s and 90s. You don't have to push the ball deep downfield to come up with big plays, and there's an example of that right there.
Now Jones. This is Montgomery with a grab over the middle. Looking to throw again on second down. Jones. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Desperation time now. Here's Jones. And right side, Henry's got it. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down. On the defensive side of the ball, that's the definition of frustrated. You get them to fourth down, and then you allow a chunk play like that in the passing game.
Almost felt as if that play was drawn up in the dirt on the sideline. They pulled that from a game plan that wasn't this game, and they still made it work.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Throwing on second and long. Jones. And the pass to Henry is intercepted. And the Packers are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, you know, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. So the completion good for just 3. And it's second down. Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
And you can just see that whole play developing. That's where, as a defender, you just lock in on your target and say, I'm not even thinking about breaking stride. I'm running straight for the belt buckle, because where it goes, that's where you find his body. And he was able to get in there and make a great play.
2nd and 7, operating from the 34. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. And that's caught inside the 35. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. 36 yards on the play. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long. And I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them. And now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. This one swung out here to Jones. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it. And the Pats are right back in this football game.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage. But instead, he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Brought down that time by Quay Walker. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun. Jones connecting with Aguilar. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw is Jones. And that is incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the 1st down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Here's Jones. And this is caught by Parker.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Now Jones.
He'll find Parker again, complete. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
Jones.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12.
Jones.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Darnell Savage.
And the Packers are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Rodgers looking to throw.
He'll complete this one to Watson.
And some room to work. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at a 45.
Kind of a strange ballgame, Charles. We did not have a single point by either team after half. Really a defensive clinic by both sides in half number 2.
Wasn't that just beautiful to watch? Come on, man. Come over to the dark side with me. Wasn't that fun to see these defenses holding sway, right? Making sure they're controlling the game in the 2nd half. It lets you know that you got to score points when you can. You never know when offenses might go a little bit dry, and you need those points from earlier.
So for the Packers, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they'll have another home date next week as the New York Giants come to town. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll get a home date next week against the Detroit Lions.